see.
Good.
Scott Gross.
Scott Gross, is that his name?
Scott is out in L.A.
I work fast and I'm a dealer. I write and direct.
God, that guy's great. But none of them understand that, like, Cleveland is a bombed out third world hellhole.
I go on and on.
Well, that was tremendous fun.
The cat hair apocalypse. Baby, it's like Mad Max, but with cats. Like
Cat
Apocalypse.
for being on some chill shit. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we can really get it, we can go for it. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we can really get it, we can go for it. Oh Lord.
Hypocrisy and nonsense.
It's a combination of stupidity, incompetence, preening, posturing, and fraud.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another fun episode of The Drawing Show. I'm very excited to be here tonight because tomorrow is my first gig back in months, not counting the one that landed me in the emergency room. So, I'm hoping this one goes well. Better than the last. And we have about 24 hours to practice. So in the grand tradition of artists since the beginning of time, let's burn the midnight oil and get as many reps in as we can before the big day. Also, this is a good opportunity for me to build up my sort of back strength because I'm going to be standing up for the first time at a gig, and hopefully I can stand the entire 3 hours. So I have been standing up the entire time we've been doing the show, so hopefully it'll be all right. One thing we've been talking about on the show the last couple weeks is full body caricatures, and in particular, a particular style that I discovered on Instagram, and I thought it was worthwhile to actually go to the lady's page. Her name is Diedre Varley, and I'm guessing she's from the UK, and it's D's Caricatures, D Caricatures, D-E-E Caricatures, C-A-R-I-C-A-T-U-R-E-S. me see if... I thought that I had done such a great job of getting this thing done just right, and maybe I didn't. Well, hold on one second. I just want it to fit in our preview window here, at least for the purposes of this talk. I'm willing to make my face a little bit smaller if necessary. Hold on, we can do that here. Wait a second. I don't need to be the center of attention here. Okay, let's see if that works a little bit better. Well, I'm not doing a great job here, people, but what I'm trying to accomplish here is give you the best look that you can possibly get of this woman's page. Her name is Diedre Varley, and she's a very, very charming caricature artist out of the UK, I believe. And a couple things are remarkable about her work. We're going to look at some individual examples here in a second. But the one thing that I think of first is that she's doing these in pencil, and in many ways she's sort of finding her line. It's not the same kind of intense dedication to one individual line. And yet, because she does such a good job of describing shapes, and because her lines do tell a story, it doesn't matter that there's no line weight. They still look fantastic. I wish I could draw like this. Why am I not drawing like this? She lets solid construction and really good line of action do the work, and doesn't worry about having line weight. Look at these nice line of action there. You know what I mean? We're going to talk in a second about patterns in her work. Always there's basically two people holding drinks. I'm sorry, two hands holding drinks. And because the drinks are coming at you in the Z dimension, there's no need to show forearm. You see, she just puts a finger there, and then this, and it's coming at you. So it's a convenient way of eliminating the problem of having, what am I going to do with this arm? If it's coming at you in the Z, right? This is the X, this is the Y, and this is the Z. Well, she just has a glass. This is the viewer's eyeball. She just puts a glass in front, so that does work, and you'll see it again here with this woman, right? We don't really need to see what's going on back there. There's a glass, and then here she can cheat it a little bit with just a little right angle, and it doesn't matter that even the glasses aren't the same size. Who cares? But the thing that's remarkable about these drawings to me is, again, good solid construction around the woman's bust line there. You can see the hips, you can see that, everything you need to see, and then what you don't need to see, she has a good understanding of dresses and, of how the shit looks. It's no excuse. I have to have the same understanding, but it is true that if you are a woman, you're going to have probably the same advantage a man might have with regards to drawing football equipment, for instance. Most girls probably don't grow up drawing football pads to the same extent that men do. Here we have the kind of drawing that I feel like I could pull off. And again, it's not so much about having a beautiful figure drawing, but she does describe a good form here. This is nice. One nice thing about the way that Dee handles these figures is these nice feet. Look at that nice foot. You know, it's a small foot, but clearly there was some kind of a bow there or something worth copying, because she did. You know, that's a nice look to have a nice thin ankle like that, and then you can have a little bit of fun with the foot. This we can pull off, no problem, you know. Here's another, okay, here's again the same hands that we saw before. Here's another thing that she will do is the jumping characters. And you know, I think one of the things that sells these poses isn't that her anatomy it's so great, but she has such a nice way of capturing the costuming that, you know, it works. I feel like if you can get the costumes right, it'll work, even if your anatomy isn't perfect. And, you know, I think I have a decent job with line of action and these other sort of straight figure drawing concepts. This is actually a nicely done construction. All of her constructions are nice. And she puts a little bit of shading in at the very end. And the amazing thing is how the little bit of shading she puts in really does what is necessary. But you can see here that her construction is solid. You know what I mean? If you can get that level of construction in your drawings, and it's mildly on target in terms of likeness, you will succeed. Here's another one I think. Good. Yeah, here's another one. Let's see. This is like just a very traditional skull. She has a nice placement of the cheekbone there. This is a little high, a little too high. Looks like something I would do. Nice fun jaw. You see that good solid construction? And again, yeah, this is a common thing she'll do, is she'll give you a kind of a fun running pose. I actually feel this is probably beyond the scope of what we're going to be able to accomplish tomorrow, but it is fun to look at. So for what we're going to try to do today, I think what we should do is go over to the drawing board and start looking at some of her examples and try to copy them, and then maybe try to put our own spin on them. So we're going to take a break for a second, then come meet me over at the drawing board. Let's go. Hello, friends. Okay, so here we have a gal with some serious bangage going on, a lot of bangs, and I think that Dee was having some fun with her outfit, but for our purposes, can we even duplicate that? Can we even draw that at all without blowing it? You know what I mean? Are we even able to do that? We will see here in a second. Standing a little bit too far away perhaps to get some of these good juicy details. I made those feet big because that seemed like what she was doing, right? She was kind of doing... I think one of the things that's remarkable about Dee's work is that when I try to copy it, it looks like garbage. That doesn't look good at all. That does not look good at all. That looks like a little pygmy body. Let's take a gray marker out and just try to like put it in real light. Okay. Unfortunately, the way that I did it, in order to make a body that looked credible, I kind of ran out of room. And that is a very large piece of paper that she used. And I wouldn't necessarily make this woman's chin all that big. So let's try to make it some way. Okay. Let's imagine she's wearing what she's wearing, which is sort of a poodly sweater. Okay. Okay. I don't hate that. Put a little kneecap in there. You know, I had spent all this time focusing on the anatomy of the thigh and the quad and all the rest of it, and it looks better with you just put a little line. You know what I mean? I may or may not be listening to the Cavs game in the background. That's another reason why I always put music on. So, what can I tell you? I am from Cleveland. If you think I'm not going to be listening to my Cavs, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know who you thought I was, where you thought I was from. And it's not even so much that I'm interested in the Cavs, to be honest with you. It's the comforting sound of Jim Jones and the dulcet tones of his voice. Deep baritone voice of Jim Jones, the Cavaliers' longtime broadcaster. That is what I love more than anything. It's reassuring. It makes me feel like no matter what else is wrong in the world or in my life, everything is going to be okay. I don't know. What do we think? As usual, I shortchanged the woman's top lip. I don't want to put a ton more detail into the face. I feel like if I took this to the next stage with a little bit of blacks and throw a background in, you know, it would get us to where we needed to be. Doesn't quite look like his version. His version is, or her version is probably more funny. But something to build on. All right, let's keep going. Oh boy. So here we go. This is a very typical example of what you get in a party setting. She's overacting, she's excited, she's giving you a crazy smile, and she's a lunatic, and she's probably high on pills. So you have to try to boil all this down into something sane. And Dee does it great with this running pose. We're not going to be able to copy her running pose. But, you know, I had this great hand on hip pose from before. Let's see if we can grab that again. That hand on, well, we're not going to be able to grab that again. It's pinned against the wall. But if I could do this hand on hip pose, that would be fantastic. Let's see if we can do that. No, you see, I blew it. I mean, I tried to get very stylized here, and I don't think this is even worth continuing. Hold on a second. Here. This is what I was going for. But no, I don't think that's even, no. That ain't it. That ain't it. Pressing so hard also. Pressing so goddamn hard. Hold on, let's go get this back. This was what I was looking to get to. You know, I was looking to duplicate this, and it definitely didn't happen. Also, this doesn't really work because the face isn't big enough, and, you know, I'm trying to get a bigger face. Ultimately, look at how big the face is on these drawings of D's. You know, the face is big. Now, let's see what we can do here. Let's see, imagine we did it like this. Another good reason to stand up tomorrow is because if things start going wrong, we start to panic. You know, assholes will always crowd around you and choose just the wrong moment to strike with their nincompoopery. This will kind of prevent that. I will be able to like take better command of the situation if and when things start going south. All right, let's say we got to this point. It doesn't look terrible. All right. One thing we can always do is make the neck as small as we can get away with. Not even worrying about the face. We have the rest of this paper to deal with here. There's plenty of room. Let's say we want to have it kind of in this space. You know, one problem is that, I'm not going to have any ideas. My mind is going to be a blank. That's why this girl develops these stock poses and the drinks and all the rest of it. I don't hate this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this hand here, but, you know. So far, not bad. Those are some very British teeth, I'm afraid this lady has, sadly, for her. Right, so far so good. Could have done a little bit more. This probably should be more like up here, and this should be up there. You know. But not terrible, right? I don't hate it. I certainly pressed heavy enough into the thing. I mean, let me say this. I think it looks more like her than Dee's. May not be as fun. Got to do something with this, though. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with that hand. Anyway, let's keep going. I think we're on to something. Let's take a quick break. I'll get something to drink. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Apocalypse.
I've been in this a long time. You know, I've been hit with everything, the hardest stuff. When this is gonna pay off, and I think it's time. Now it's time.
Apocalypse.
On sight. On sight. Cap.
Apocalypse.
Fuck being on some chill shit. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we can really get it, we can go for it. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. Fuck being on some chill shit. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we can really get it, we can go for it. Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we can really get it, we can go for it. Oh Lord.
Apocalypse.
On sight. On sight.
Apocalypse. Apocalypse.
On sight. On sight.
Apocalypse.
I've been in this a long time. You know, I've been hit with everything, the hardest stuff. When this is gonna pay off, and I think it's time. Now it's time.
Hello, everybody. We're back again. Thanks for joining us on the drawing show. Part of what we do on that drawing show is go into my nightly practice, and tonight is a very typical example. I have found somebody online, somebody on Instagram who has a style that I'm looking to emulate and learn from and study. And so tonight we're taking a look at Diedre Varley, a caricature artist out of the UK who has a great style and solid construction, and I think there's a lot we can learn here and a lot we can practice. So that's what we've been doing today, and in particular trying to study some of this construction and trying to learn as much as we can before tomorrow, which is basically D-Day for me. So let's go back to it. Here's another example, not so much that I'm interested in the hat, but there's another great body that I feel like we should be able to do this. Let's get to it. I mean, one thing she's definitely aware of like even with these ridiculously long necks, she definitely has a good understanding of the collarbone trapezius area here, you know what I mean? She even brings it out a little bit more. See, this old bat probably was very flattered to have been presented like this. It's amazing, she's doing so very little. It's basically just a line, but with these legs. But there is a little bit there, and as you study it more, you start saying, wow, there actually is something there, and if I don't capture it exactly, then it doesn't look the same. You know, maybe on screen this looks okay. In person, this does not look that good. I think I could have made it a little bit smaller, but either way, I don't feel like that's doing it for me. She just has a great way of capturing a floozy, drunken pose, is the bottom line, you know what I mean? That's a great look. I do not have that. I do not have that ability, at least yet, to capture that kind of floozy, drunken attitude. And frankly, American audiences may be less eager to be presented like that, frankly. Yeah, I'm really not doing a good job of capturing it. This is a bent knee, you know what I mean? I'm not really getting that. It's a, like that. You know what I mean? I'm not getting it. Anyway, let's try the face. I don't have any expectation that I'm going to be able to copy a really good artist. If I had that kind of ability, I probably wouldn't be doing this for a living. I would be making real money. There was a mistake, right? One of the nice things that glasses give you a chance to do is to establish a front plane. You can establish that x coordinate here. You know what I mean? Okay, so far so good. Another very unfortunate set of British teeth here. Bless your heart. Okay. She does have a long neck, let's be honest. Let's get some idea what she might have had on. Oh. That's, I guess, what she has on. Deal with it. All right. So, anyway, at least in the philosophy of drawing in the Z, which is how we're supposed to be drawing, right? Okay. The Z should never lead you wrong, right? Okay. All right, I made her a little bit heftier and less sort of lithe than in the example. I don't know if it looks bad. I think it looks all right. Her neck is quite long. I think this looks okay. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't look bad down there. The caricature looks okay. Let's keep going. I think that to make this work, on screen, I need to start drawing smaller, but also, like, to be honest, I need to start drawing smaller. That is too big. I was drawing too big. There's no reason to draw that big. I'm covering the whole goddamn piece of paper. There's no reason for that. Draw smaller. Fit it on the camera, fit it on the paper. It's interesting, this is basically the same pose, but she does a little bit of a different job here with the proportions. Probably worth taking a look here. Oh my gosh. You'll see this over and over again too. I mean, it's really the very same setup. Hard hip there. This is coming up off the hip. That's the hand. Hard. Support line there. This is another one, very solid construction. I mean, just sort of classical head construction here. Nice, good cheekbone. And as we will see here, if we put see, it's very solid, you know what I mean? That's the reason why this works, is because she has very solid construction. We're going to talk about important like axes here. Obviously, here, here, here. I guess if it's really going to be contrapposto, this has to be like this. This has to be like this. You'll judge for yourself whether it's really happening like that. I don't know. Look at that face. Look at this. As we say where I come from, look at that punum. My gosh. You think you can make a woman like that happy? But this woman is happy. Who wouldn't want to look like this? This is terrific. I would love to be able to do something like this. Let's see if we can go over to the drawing board and do something. Terrible. Just a terrible job. You see how terrible I did? First of all, I'm stabbing. These are terrible lines. I mean, this was just bad. I gotta say, I have blown more drawings tonight. This is not a good look going into the gig tomorrow. But this is why I didn't do a live stream for 20 years. You see? Okay.
I'm so in love with the strokes here that I'm not actually defining any forms. I'm just making a fucking mess. You know what I mean? This woman doesn't put any effort into... Oh, there we go. I just ruined it. Good job. This woman doesn't put any effort into line quality, but she has her anatomy down. My anatomy is shit, and therefore, doesn't matter how good the line quality is. Alright, well, one thing we learned is don't make that a hard angle. That doesn't fucking work. You know, you want to be cute, you want to be angular, that's cool. Maybe there's a time and a place for it. Don't do it there. Thin neck. Alright, this isn't bad. To be honest with you, that's not bad. Less lines, obviously. Less lines. Let's see what this woman's face looks like. Obviously, the hair deal, the hair thing is going to be paramount. But I'll tell you how I handle it. We know we have to draw it. Let's focus first, though, on that this area, because we know that's going to define the X. Make sure we get that. Also, it's like a huge mass of black confronting us. Little bit too much there. Little bit too much. Okay. So far, so good. I think that's enough for the hair for sure. Okay, reaching a conclusion here, I think. All right. Well, look. Is it bad? No. Will she like it? Probably. It's something different for us. Got a little bit lost there. Recovered. It looks a little bit like a floating head. You know, I'm not sure I anchored the head to the body that great, but let me say this. This is the type of thing, this is the type of thing that we're going to be working on. And what can I say? It's a lot more difficult than it looks. Today on the show, we've been looking at a very talented artist I found on Instagram named Diedre Varley. I think she's out of the UK, and she does these very charming full-body caricatures in pencil with very sensitive line work. She uses almost no line weight, but does such a great job describing the forms and using line of action that the figures have tremendous volume and weight, and she can do a lot of things that I can't do. And it's been very challenging today on the show trying to copy her poses and the proportions. And it's something that I would love to become better at. So that's what we've been doing tonight. Thank you for joining me. It's That Drawing Show.
It's an exploration of the successes and the failures in an average night of practice. And for me, that night isn't over yet. So I just want to thank everybody who's tuned in, and happy drawing.